Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of What Nobody Tells Us About How to Be Human. Today, the topic that I'm going to cover is how our whole lives we are trying to become someone else. I think right from childhood, from the time we are in our schooling years, through our college years, through our working years, I think across different geographies, across different countries, we do have a stereotypical roadmap laid out for each and every one of us. And it takes a lot of mind boggling, events that happen in your life that can break this stereotypical way of things, or you have epiphanies through these growing years where you start questioning the system and wondering why am I doing what I'm doing, or you are pretty much stuck in this cliched boxed way of living, right? And the biggest thing that I've realized is nobody can replicate anyone else's journey, right? I'm a mom. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and when I was pregnant, I had so many people telling me, giving me so many opinions, so much of literature, so many books to read. It's never ending, right? And for a new mother, it is already it's such a huge deal to even, to even be in that space psychologically, physically. Every new mom is pretty much, on the edge, wondering whether she will be a good mom. And but the biggest lesson there was, I remember my pediatrician telling me, don't listen to anyone else. Trust your body, trust your intuition, and you will know, right? And it was such a life lesson, and I kind of used that lesson across so many different areas of my life, and it has only brought me closer to myself, closer to my path, and closer to my purpose in many ways, right? And the point is to drown out the noise. You need to learn to drown out the noise. We are constantly filled in this day and age where we are absolutely told what to do, what is right, what is wrong. Have you sat down to actually question this? Have you experimented? Do you actually know what you want, what you don't want? I think these are very important questions that you need to start asking yourself, especially when you are in your 20s, because I think when you are in your 20s, you have the time, space to and the liberty of being independent. You don't have any dependencies on you, so this is the time where you need to absolutely capitalize on experimentation, right? Try new hobbies, try new foods, date a lot of people. Understand your 20s are meant for you to figure out what you are, who you are, right? And while it is a never-ending process, I think your 40s will be a little more clearer in terms of who you really are. But it's a never-ending process. Every decade you keep changing. Nevertheless, I got off tangent, but the point being that don't try to be someone else. There are the Elon Musks of the world, there are the Steve Jobs of the world, there are, the Narendra Modis of the world and the Trumps of the world, right? You have the Tatas of the world as well. You have the Mother Teresas of the world. And you have so many people out there who have been successful. Of course, they've been successful human beings, which is why we tend to follow and we get inspired. But limit yourself to only getting inspired. Limit yourself to gaining this inspiration, but also have your own identity. Create your own belief system, create your own do's and don'ts, your non negotiables in life. Do not follow the herd. Everyone is uniquely beautiful in their own way. We all have unique fingerprints that was meant for a reason. So don't ever get into this comparison mode. I know all the apps out there are based Instagram, etc. And I'm going to release this on Instagram, but nevertheless, all of these apps they thrive on a certain sin, as you might call it. Not a sin, the vices. So comparison, I think, is a new evil, right? You compare yourself to each and every one, and comparison is based on envy. And envy is a very, very dangerous emotion to hold, very dangerous emotion to have. But also it is pretty confusing, because how are you going to navigate this if you do have those feelings, which is very natural? And look at the world that you live in. Everyone wants a perfect body, everyone speaks perfectly, it's a perfect education, a perfect spouse, perfect child, perfect careers. But who again has glorified perfection, right? We live imperfect lives, we live messy lives, and comparison and portrayal has become such a huge problem of our society and the day and age we live in, that if you do not retract, if you do not restrain yourself, it is a very difficult life to lead. So my 2 cents would be, don't follow the crowd. Don't try to be someone else. I truly believe you need to find your own grounding. You need to find out who you are. You need to find out what you love, what you do not love, and you're willing to stick to yourself, right? You're willing to stick to yourself. You don't need to fit in. You don't need to fit into any crowd. Your crowd will find you. It might take time, there might be a lot of heartbreaks, but it is okay. You'd rather be with the right people who support you and who have positive intentions and think rightly about you, rather than having any negative energy around. So I would totally urge you to get onto this journey of finding yourself, finding your own grounding, believing that you are unique and you are worth it, and everything will be okay and everything will happen when the time is right. But choose yourself, choose your own path, choose yourself. Do not try to be anyone else.